Dear friends, welcome to his American Center. We have come here to the idioms and phrases. The topic, the book is Practical Grammar Book. Take your books. Page number 270 to 273. The video number is 105. What we have come here to the topic is idiom and phrases, chapter 20. Nearly 99 exact words, idioms and phrases we have used. We have come here to 93rd idiomatic words. So far we have seen 92. In the earlier videos you just see all the 92 words are phrases are there. Idioms and phrases, what do you mean by idiom? What do you mean by phrase? See, two or three words joining together. Two or three words joining together. The meaning of the word is completely different from when all the three words join together. For example, we have seen by, by and heart, by heart. Heart is heart, by, you know. By heart means memorizing. So complete meaning changes. The meaning completely changes when the words join together. That is called idiom. Coming here, one's cup of tea. See, tea, you know, tea is something, a beverage which you drink. One's cup. You possess a cup. One's cup of tea. What do you mean by one's cup of tea? One's cup of tea. Something one likes. Something one likes. For actor Amitabh Bachchan, what is his cup of tea? Acting. For Modi, what is his cup of tea? It is politics. For A.R. Rahman, what is his cup of tea? It is music. So one's cup of tea means somebody who likes it most and which he does love to do something. Then you are using the idiom one's cup of tea. Acting in movies is my cup of tea. If I am an actor, I say it is my cup of tea. Acting is my cup of tea. Means acting is the most important thing which I like. Aguzai. What do you mean by 94th idiomatic verb? Aguzai means carefully observing. You are observing very carefully. Then you are using the idiom argues-eyed. My sister is an argues-eyed whenever she meets strangers. So whenever my sister meets strangers whom she doesn't know, she looks with a suspicious eye or carefully observing who they are, what is the dress they wear, what type of language do they speak. So argues-eyed means you are watching and observing carefully. To take heart means, to take heart, 95th idiom, to take heart means you are feeling the boldness, you are feeling the strength, you are feeling the power. That is called to take heart. After the accident, I met with an accident. After the accident, he took heart and recovered. He took heart means what? He faced something boldly. When you face something boldly, when you face something with full confidence, then you are using the idiom to take heart. To give the devil his due. You know, devil is a wrong word. What do you mean by devil? God and devil. Devil is a negative of godliness. So devil, to give the devil his due. Due means what? Due amount. Monthly once you have to pay. You are giving somebody, it is your obligation to do something, to give something, that is called his due. Devil means bad. To give the devil his due means to give the bad one is whatever you want to give. Even though you don't like, you have to give. Thanking or giving credit to a bad person for his good qualities. He may be a bad person, but there is a good quality in him. So to give the devil his due. Duryodhana. Who is Duryodhana? In Mahabharata, he is the eldest son of who? Eldest son of Kauravas. Pandavas and Kauravas. 100 brothers are there. Kauravas. Duryodhana is the eldest brother. He is a bad man. He is man. Duryodhana is a man who respects his friends. So Duryodhana is a man who respects his friends. This is good quality. We should give the devil his due. So Duryodhana always respected Karna. So he respects his friends. So we have to give credit to his qualities, the friendship qualities. So give the devil his due means even though they are bad, you are giving credit, you are thanking them. To play the gallery. What do you mean by gallery, sir? People sit in the place and watch gallery. So to play to the gallery means getting cheap popularity. You are getting cheap popularity. What is the cheap popularity? You give money to the newspaper and put up your photo and advertise yourself. It is called cheap popularity. To play to the gallery means getting cheap popularity. Politicians sometimes play to the gallery to get votes. Sometimes politicians, they do some cheap type of popularity things, advertisement to get popularity. To hold a brief, 98th idiomatic phrase. To hold a brief means what? Supporting and defending somebody. You are supporting somebody. You are defending somebody. Supporting and defending somebody, then you are using the idiom to hold a brief. Supporting and defending. Your friend has made a mistake. You are supporting him even though he has made a mistake. So supporting and defending somebody, then you are using the idiom to hold a brief. My friend committed a crime and I don't want to hold a brief. I don't want to support him. So it is going against the meaning. I don't want to support him. So when you want to support or defend somebody, then you are using the phrase to hold a brief. To give up the ghost. Ghost means what, sir? The soul inside your body. To give up the ghost. Ghost is the soul inside your body. The body is something material. Inside immaterial, but it's the most powerful. It is the soul. The soul is called ghost. To give up the ghost. Give up means what? Leave it. Give means not giving. Give up. Two words joined together. Give up means leave it. To give up the ghost means to die. You're dying and removing the soul out of your body. Doctors tried their best, but he gave up the ghost. The doctors tried their best, but he died. So my dear friends, one cup of tea means something which one likes. Argue side means you are carefully observing. To take heart means you are feeling the boldness. To give the devil his due means even though the person is bad, you are respecting him for his good qualities. To play to the gallery means getting cheap popularity. To hold a brief means you are supporting and defending somebody. To give up the ghost means to die. To die. Hope you are able to understand. My dear friends, 99 idioms and phrases. 99 idioms and phrases. Wonderful idiom and phrases. Try to understand the phrases. Try to learn the phrases. Try to use these phrases in your day-to-day conversation. Now coming here, chapter 21. We are coming to a fresh chapter. The kinds of living places human beings live. We are the human beings, aren't we? Animals live in forest. The birds in the sky, they just go on. The fish in the water. Human beings, where do they live and what type of living places do they live? Number one, mansion. Mansion. What do you mean by mansion? M-A-N-S-I-O-N. Mansion. The President of India lives in a mansion. Our President of India lives in a palace where there are 200 rooms, I believe. Acres of land is there in Delhi. So mansion is the palace. The President of India lives in a mansion, in a palace he lives. Inn, I-N-N. What do you mean by I-N-N? Have you heard about the name inn? A house where travelers stay for a short time. See, you are traveling from here to Hyderabad. You are traveling from here to Bangalore. When you are traveling, you stay in a place for some time. It is called inn, I-N-N. I stayed in inn when I was driving to Mumbai. From here I have to drive to Mumbai, 2,500 kilometers. So when I was driving the car, I stopped in an inn and stayed there. Inn means while you are traveling, you are staying in a place for a short time. So mansion is the palace. Inn is a place where you stay for a short time. Convent. What do you mean by convent? You have heard about a lot of things, isn't it? About convent, good shepherds, convent, church park, convent. So all these convents means a place where nuns stay. Who are the nuns? Christian missionary female priest, you can say, who have dedicated their life for Christianity, the religion, and for service. They are called the women who dedicate their life for Christianity. Religion is called nuns. And the place where these nuns stay is called convent. Girls who study in convent are good in co-curricular activities. The girls, wherever the nuns are staying, they dedicate their life for the society. So the girls who study in a convent where the nuns stay are good in co-curricular activities. What do you mean by curricular? It is education. What do you mean by co-curricular? Which is something your hobbies. Something your hobbies, co-curricular activities. Penthouse. What do you mean by penthouse? A roof. You know, a roof. The top of the house, a roof sliding from the wall. A wall is there. A roof falls down. So a roof sliding from the wall which has a house inside. So wall is there, a roof is there, then there is a house over there. A roof sliding on the wall where we have a house. It is called a penthouse. In Malaysia you find many penthouses. Many Singaporeans live in a penthouse. So many Singaporeans live in a penthouse. Wall is there, roof falls like this, and in support, and you live over there. Villa, a residential house in a village. In a village, you find houses. The village houses are called villa. Villa. Our family has a villa in our village. So our family has a house in a village. So villa means a house in a village. And coming here, nunnery, a place where only nuns live. Once again, like a convent, a place where only nuns live is called nunnery. There are many nunneries in Ooty and Kodai Hills. In Tamil Nadu, you have two hill stations. One is Ooty and Kodaikanal. And there are a lot of nuns live in those places. Nunnery. Castle, a fortress. Kings used to stay in castle. Castle means what? A fortress. Fortress means what? With all the soldiers around, they are looking after the fort where the kings stay. Tipu Sultan, a Mysore king, had many castles. He fought against British. He had many places like, you know, to stay and fight. Barrack, the place for soldiers to rest. There are thousands and thousands and lakhs of soldiers. So these soldiers take rest. The place where the soldiers take rest is called barrack. During ancient days, the barracks were with full facilities. So during olden days, the barrack is the most important because the soldiers they have to take rest. So barrack is the place where the soldiers take rest. Cabin, a small living hut. A hut where is a small living place. It is called a cabin, or one room. Most of the multinational companies, you say there's a cabin for me, means there's a separate room for me. A separate room is called a cabin, or a small living place is called a cabin. Each of the employees in an MNC was given a cabin. So each employee, every employee were given a cabin, or given a cabin. Okay, my dear friends, mansion means a palace. Inn means while you're traveling, you're staying for a short time. During your traveling, it is called an inn. Convent, the place where the Christian sisters or Christian mothers or Christian ladies, they dedicate their life, they stay. It is called convent. Penthouse, a roof sliding from the wall, and the place where they live is called a penthouse. Villa, a residential place in a village. And nunnery, a place where only nuns live. And castle, a fortress where the kings live. And barrack, where the soldiers take rest. And here, cabin, a small room where you live, or a small room where you do your official work. Hope you are able to understand. No doubt about it. So we have seen idioms and phrases. 100 is over, 99 is over, and For the places of living, we have seen 9 places of living. The names of the places where the human beings live. ஸோ நண்பர்களே, உங்களுடைய நடைமுறை இலக்கண புஸ்தகத்தை எடுத்துக்கொள்ளுங்கள். பக்கம் 270 273 வீடியோ நம்பர் 105க்கு வந்திருக்கிறீர்கள். சாப்டர் 20 idioms and phrases, மரபு வார்த்தைகள் and phrases. மரபு வார்த்தைகள் என்றால் என்ன? அந்த காலத்திலிருந்து இந்த காலத்து வரைக்கும் ஏதோ வார்த்தைகளும் 2-3 வார்த்தைகள் இணைந்து அது அந்த வார்த்தையினுடைய உண்மையான அர்த்தத்தை கொடுக்காமல் வேறு ஏதோ ஒரு அர்த்தத்தை கொடுக்கிறது. இப்பொழுது உதாரணத்துக்கு இளைஞர்களும் இருக்கிறார்கள். கடலை போடுகிறான் என்று சொல்கிறார்கள். கடலை என்பதே சாப்பிடக்கூடிய பொருள். அதை போடுவது என்பது, தூக்கி எறிவது என்பதே ஒருவனை வேண்டுமென்றே அவனுக்கு அலுப்பு வரும் வகையிலே பேசிக்கொண்டே இருத்தலை கடலை போடுகிறான் என்று சொல்கிறார்கள். ஸோ இந்த கடலை போடுகிறான் 2 மாறு வார்த்தைகளாக வருகிறது, விதவிதமான அர்த்தங்களை கொடுக்கிறது. ஆனால் இது 2ம் சேரும் பொழுது இன்னொரு அர்த்தத்தை கொடுக்கிறது. அதை போன்றே ஒன்ஸ் கப் ஆஃப் டீ, கப் என்றால் கோப்பை, டீ என்றால் என்ன? தேநீர். ஆனால் இந்த ஒன்ஸ் கப் ஆஃப் டீ என்றால் ஒருவன் எதை விரும்புகிறானோ அதை சொல்லுவதே ஒன்ஸ் கப் ஆஃப் டீ. உதாரணத்துக்கு ஆக்டிங் இன் மூவிஸ் இஸ் மை கப் ஆஃப் டீ. நடிப்பது என்பதே நான் விரும்பக்கூடிய ஒன்றே. ஒன்ஸ் கப் ஆஃப் டீ என்றால் ஒருவன் விரும்பக்கூடிய ஒரு செயல், ஒருவன் நேசிக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு செயல், ஒருவன் அதிகமாக ஈடுபாடு உடைய ஒன்றை ஒன்ஸ் கப் ஆஃப் டீ என்று சொல்கிறோம். ஆர்கியூசைடு 94 கேர்ஃபுல்லி ஒப்சர்விங், உன்னிப்பாக கவனிப்பதை ஆர்கியூசைடு என்று சொல்கிறோம். மை சிஸ்டர் இஸ் அன் ஆர்கியூசைஸ் whenever she meets strangers. என்னுடைய சகோதரி அந்நியர்களை, புதியவர்களை முதலாக பார்க்கும் பொழுது ரொம்ப உன்னிப்பாக கவனிக்கிறாள். உன்னிப்பாக கவனிப்பதை ஆர்கியூசைடு என்று சொல்கிறோம். டு டேக் ஹார்ட் என்றால் என்ன? இதயத்தை எடுத்தலா, ஃபீல் த போல்ட்னஸ், அப்போ தைரியத்தை உணர்ந்து கொள்வதை டு டேக் த ஹார்ட் என்று சொல்கிறோம். ஆஃப்டர் த ஆக்சிடென்ட், விபத்து நடந்து முடிந்தவுடன் he took heart and recovered, அவன் தைரியமாக தேடினான். ஸோ டு டேக் ஹார்ட் என்றால் தைரியமாக உணர்தல். அடுத்தது டு கிவ் த டெவில் இஸ் டியூ. டெவில் என்றால் என்ன? பேய் என்று சொல்கிறோம். இஸ் டியூ என்றால் என்ன? கொடுக்க வேண்டியது. பேய்க்கு கொடுக்க வேண்டியதை கொடுத்து விடு, கெட்டவர்களுக்கு கொடுக்க வேண்டியதை கொடுத்து விடு. அவர்கள் கெட்டவர்களாக இருந்தாலும் அவர்களுக்கு செய்ய வேண்டிய சில நல்ல சடங்குகளை செய்து முடித்தாக வேண்டும். Thanking or giving credit to a bad person for his good qualities. அவன் கெட்ட மனிதனாக இருந்தாலும் அவனிடம் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த நல்ல குணாதிசயங்களுக்கு நாம் மதிப்பு கொடுத்தாக வேண்டும். துரியோதனன், கௌரவர்களுடைய 100 சகோதரர்களுடைய மூத்த அண்ணன், is a man who respects his friends. அவன் கெட்ட மனிதனாக இருந்தாலும் அவன் நண்பர்களுக்கு மதிப்பளிக்கிறான், கருணை மதிப்பும் மரியாதையுடன் நடத்தினான். We should give the devil his due. அந்த கெட்டவனுக்கும் நாம் நன்றி செலுத்த வேண்டும். அடுத்ததாக டு பிளே டு த கேலரி. கேலரி என்றால் என்ன? மாடம் என்று சொல்கிறோம். மாடத்திலிருந்து பார்ப்பதே. டு பிளே டு த கேலரி என்றால் கெட்டிங் சீப் பாப்புலாரிட்டி, ரொம்ப கேவலமாக பிரபலமாகுதல், ரொம்ப கேவலமாக பிரபலமாகுதல். நானே என் பணத்தை செலவழித்து ரோடு பூராகவும் நோட்டீஸ் ஒட்டி கொண்டு விளம்பரம் தேடிக்கொள்வதை கெட்டிங் சீப் பாப்புலாரிட்டியை நாம் டு பிளே டு த கேலரி என்று சொல்கிறோம். பொலிட்டீஷியன் சம்டைம் பிளே டு த கேலரி டு கெட் ஓட்ஸ். அரசியல்வாதிகள் சில நேரங்களிலே கேவலமாக விளம்பரம் தேடிக்கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள் ஓட்டு வாங்குவதற்காக. டு ஹோல்ட் எ பிரீஃப் என்றால் என்ன? சப்போர்ட்டிங் அண்ட் டிஃபெண்டிங் சம்படி, யாரோ ஒருவரை அவர்களுக்கு ஆதரவாக பக்க பலமாக இருப்பதை டு ஹோல்ட் எ பிரீஃப் என்று சொல்கிறோம். ஒருவருக்கு ஆதரவாக, முழு ஆதரவாக நாம் அவருக்காக வாதாடுவதை டு ஹோல்ட் எ பிரீஃப் என்று சொல்கிறோம். மை ஃப்ரெண்ட் கமிட்டட் எ கிரைம். என்னுடைய நண்பன் ஒரு குற்றத்தை செய்தான். அண்ட் ஐ டோன்ட் வாண்ட் டு ஹோல்ட் எ பிரீஃப். அவனுக்கு நான் ஆதரவு அளிக்க விரும்பவில்லை. ஹோல்ட் எ பிரீஃப் என்றால் ஆதரவு அளிப்பது. டு கிவ் அப் த கோஸ்ட். இங்கே பாருங்க, கிவ் அப் இந்த 2 வார்த்தையும் சேர்ந்து விட்டால் விட்டு விடு என்று அர்த்தம். கோஸ்ட் என்றால் பேய். பேயை விட்டுவிடு என்றால் இந்த கோஸ்ட் என்றால் ஆன்மாவையும் சொல்லலாம். ஆன்மாவை விட்டுவிடு என்று சொல்லும் பொழுது செத்து விடு என்று அர்த்தம். டாக்டர்ஸ் ட்ரைட் their best but he gave up the ghost. மருத்துவர்கள் தீவிர முயற்சி செய்தார்கள், ஆனால் அவன் உடலிலிருந்து ஆவி போய்விட்டது. அந்த ஆவியை கோஸ்ட் என்று சொல்கிறாய். ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் கப் ஆஃப் டீ என்றால் ஒருவன் நேசிக்கக்கூடிய செயல். ஆர்கியூஸ் ரைட் என்றால் உன்னிப்பாக கவனித்தல். டு டேக் ஹார்ட் என்றால் தைரியத்தை உணர்ந்து கொள்ளுதல். டு கிவ் த டெவில் இஸ் டியூ என்றால் கெட்டவனாக இருந்தாலும் அவனுக்கு கொடுக்க வேண்டிய அந்த அவனுடைய நல்ல குணங்களுக்கு நாம் மதிப்பு கொடுத்தாக வேண்டும். டு பிளே டு த கேலரி என்றால் என்ன? ரொம்ப கேவலமான பிரபலமாகுதல். டு ஹோல்ட் எ பிரீஃப் என்றால் என்ன? ஒருவருக்கு ஆதரவாக, அவர்களுக்கு ஆதரவாக இருத்தல். டு கிவ் அப் த கோஸ்ட் என்றால் என்ன? செத்து விடுதல். ஸோ நண்பர்களே, பாடம் சாப்டர் 21 கைண்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் லிவிங் பிளேசஸ், என்ன வகையான வாழ்க்கை இடங்கள் இருக்கிறது? ஹியூமன் பீயிங்ஸ் லிவ், மனிதர்கள் வாழக்கூடிய அந்த வீடு, அதனுடைய தங்கக்கூடிய இடங்களை பற்றி நாம் பார்க்கிறோம். மேன்ஷன் என்றால் அரண்மனை, பேலஸ், மாளிகை என்று சொல்கிறோம். அரண்மனையை விட பேலஸ் என்றால் மாளிகை என்று சொல்கிறோம். த பிரசிடென்ட் ஆஃப் இந்தியா லிவ்ஸ் இன் எ மேன்ஷன், இந்திய ஜனாதிபதி ஒரு மாளிகையிலே தங்கி இருக்கிறார். 200 அறைகள் இருக்கிறது. இன் என்றால் என்ன? ஹவுஸ் வேர் டிராவலர்ஸ் ஸ்டே ஃபார் எ ஷார்ட் டைம், பயணிகள், பிரயாணம் செய்யக்கூடிய அந்த பயணிகள், அவர்கள் போகும் பொழுது ஒரு இடத்துல தங்கி செல்லக்கூடிய இடத்தை இன் என்று சொல்கிறோம். தமிழிலே இன் என்றால் என்ன? தமிழ் என்றால் மடம் என்று சொல்கிறோம். ஐ ஸ்டேட் இன் வென் ஐ வாஸ் டிரைவிங் டு மும்பை, நான் மும்பைக்கு காரில் சென்று கொண்டிருக்கும் பொழுது போகும் வழியில் இளைப்பாறுவதற்காக ஒரு இடத்திலே தங்கி சென்றேன், அதை இன் என்று சொல்கிறாய். கான்வென்ட் என்றால் a place where nuns stay, கிறிஸ்துவ பெண் பாதிரியார்கள், கிறிஸ்துவத்திலே மதத்திலே பெண் பாதிரியார்கள் சேரும் பொழுது அவர்கள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடத்தை கான்வென்ட் என்று சொல்கிறாய். அப்ப கேர்ள்ஸ் ஸ்டடி இன் கான்வென்ட், பெண்கள் கான்வென்ட்ல படிக்கக்கூடிய பெண்கள் ஆர் குட் இன் கோ கரிக்குலர் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ். குறிக்குலர்னா படிப்பு சம்பந்தப்பட்ட, கோ கரிக்குலர் என்றால் ஆட்டம் பாட்டம், மற்ற இசை, மற்ற படிப்பு அல்லாத செயல்பாடுகளிலும் படிப்பிலும் சிறந்தவர்களாக இருக்கிறார்கள். ஸோ கான்வென்ட் என்றால் பெண் துறவிகள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடம். பென்ட் ஹவுஸ் என்றால் என்ன? ரூஃப்னா கூரை, ஸ்லைடிங் ஃப்ரம் த வால், செவிற்றிலிருந்து ஒரு கூரையில் அப்படி சைடாக வருகிறது. விச் ஹாஸ் அன் ஹவுஸ் இன்சைட், அங்கே ஒரு வீடு இருக்கிறது. செவரே கூரை, அந்த கூரை கீழே ஒரு வீடு இருப்பது. மெனி சிங்கப்பூரியன்ஸ் லிவ் இன் எ பென்ட் ஹவுஸ், சிங்கப்பூரிலே அநேகம் பேர் இந்த கூரை கீழே இருக்கக்கூடிய வீட்டிலே வாழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். வில்லா, அருமையான வார்த்தை. வில்லா என்றால் என்ன? மனிதன் தங்கக்கூடிய இடம் வில்லா. A residential house in a village, ஒரு கிராமத்திலே சென்று தங்கி வாழக்கூடிய அந்த வீடுகளை வில்லா என்று சொல்கிறாய். Our family has a villa in our village, எங்களுடைய குடும்பத்தாருக்கு அந்த கிராமத்திலே ஒரு வீடு இருக்கிறது. கிராமத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த வீட்டை வில்லா என்று சொல்கிறாய். நன்னரி, a place where only nuns live, மறுபடியும் பெண் துறவிகள், கிறிஸ்துவ பெண் துறவிகள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடத்தை கான்வென்ட் அல்லது நன்னரி என்று சொல்கிறாய். There are many nunneries in Ooty and Kodaikanal hills, கொடைக்கானலும் ஊட்டியிலும் நிறைய பெண் கிறிஸ்துவ துறவிகள் இருக்கக்கூடிய, வாழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த வீடுகளை பார்க்கிறீர்கள். கேசில் என்றால் என்ன? ஃபோர்ட்ரஸ், கோட்டை. மேன்ஷன் அரண்மனை, கேசில் என்றால் கோட்டை. திப்பு சுல்தான் had many castle, திப்பு சுல்தான் முஸ்லீம் மன்னனுக்கு, முஸ்லீம் மன்னர், அவருக்கு நிறைய கோட்டைகள் இருந்தது. அடுத்தது பெரக், the place for soldiers to rest, போராளிகள், வீரர்கள், படை வீரர்கள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடத்தை பெரக் என்று சொல்கிறாய். during ancient days, அந்த பழங்காலத்து நேரங்களிலே the barracks, அந்த வீரர்கள், போர் வீரர்கள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடம், where with full facilities, அனைத்து வசதிகளுடன் அந்த போர் வீரர்கள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடம் இருந்தது. பெரக் என்றால் போர் வீரர்கள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடம். கேபின், a small living hut, சிறிய தங்கும் ஒரு குடிசையை கேபின் என்று சொல்கிறாய். அல்லது ஒரு அறை இருக்கக்கூடிய இடத்தை கேபின் என்று சொல்கிறாய். ஈச் ஆஃப் த எம்ப்ளாயீஸ் இன் அன் எம்என்சி கம்பெனி, எம்என்சி கம்பெனினா சர்வதேச நிறுவனத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒவ்வொரு வேலைக்காரர்களுக்கு was given cabins, அவர்களுக்கு தனி அறை கொடுக்கப்படுகிறது. ஸோ மேன்ஷன் என்றால் மாளிகை, இன் என்றால் பிரயாணம் செய்யும் பொழுது தங்கி போகக்கூடிய ஒரு மடம். கான்வென்ட் என்றால் என்ன? பெண் துறவிகள், கிறிஸ்துவ துறவிகள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடம். பென்ட் ஹவுஸ், கூரை மேய்ந்த வீடு. வில்லா, கிராமத்து வீடு. நன்னரி, பெண் கிறிஸ்துவ துறவிகள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடம். கேசல், ராஜாக்கள் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த கோட்டை. பெரக், போர் வீரர்கள் தங்கக்கூடிய இடம். கேபின், சிறிய அறை. அல்லது இந்த எம்என்சி கம்பெனி சர்வதேச நிறுவனங்களிலே அந்த வேலை செய்யக்கூடியவர்களுக்கு தனி அறை ஒதுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. ஸோ நண்பர்களே, 21வது சாப்டர் மனிதர்கள் வாழக்கூடிய அந்த இடங்களை பார்த்தீர்கள். idioms and phrases முடித்து வந்துட்டோம். இனி அடுத்து வரக்கூடிய வீடியோக்களில் மற்றவைகளை பார்ப்போம். Thank you.
Namaskaram. Welcome to ACE American Spoken English Center in Chennai. This is English Malayalam version. നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത് പ്രാക്ടിക്കൽ ഗ്രാമർ ബുക്കിലെ ചാപ്റ്റർ 20. ഇന്ന് നമുക്ക് പേജ് നമ്പർ 272 273 നോക്കാം. ഇഡിയംസ് ആൻഡ് ഫ്രേസസ് ചാപ്റ്റർ 20. 92 ഇഡിയംസ് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇത് 93-ാമത്തേത്. വീഡിയോ നമ്പർ 105. 93-ാമത്തെ ഇഡിയം വൺസ് കപ്പ് ഓഫ് ടീ. വൺസ് കപ്പ് ഓഫ് ടീ എന്ന ഇഡിയം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ഫ്രേസ് എന്താണ് മീൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത് നോക്കാം. സംതിങ് വൺ ലൈക്സ്, ഒരാൾ കൂടുതൽ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അയാൾ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്, അതിനാണ് വൺസ് കപ്പ് ഓഫ് ടീ എന്ന ഫ്രേസ് ഉപയോഗിച്ച് നമ്മൾ സൂചിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. എക്സാമ്പിൾ നോക്കാം. ആക്ടിങ് ഇൻ മൂവീസ് ഈസ് മൈ കപ്പ് ഓഫ് ടീ. ആക്ടിങ് ഇൻ മൂവീസ്, അതായത് സിനിമയിൽ അഭിനയിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് എനിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട കാര്യം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ചെയ്യാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്ന കാര്യം സിനിമയിൽ അഭിനയിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും അവരവരുടേതായ ഇഷ്ടങ്ങളുണ്ട്. ഓരോരുത്തരുടെയും വൺസ് കപ്പ് ഓഫ് ടീ എന്നുള്ളത്, അതല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവരുടെ ഇഷ്ടങ്ങൾ വെവ്വേറെ ആയിരിക്കും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, ആർഗസ് ഐഡ്. ആർഗസ് ഐഡ് മീൻസ് കെയർഫുള്ളി ഒബ്സർവിങ്, വളരെ സൂക്ഷ്മമായി നിരീക്ഷിക്കുക. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ആർഗസ് ഐഡ്, അത് വളരെ സൂക്ഷ്മമായ കണ്ണുകളോടുകൂടി എല്ലാം നിരീക്ഷിക്കുക. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, മൈ സിസ്റ്റർ ഈസ് ആൻ ആർഗസ് ഐഡ് വെനെവർ ഷീ മീറ്റ്സ് സ്ട്രേഞ്ചേഴ്സ്. എൻ്റെ സഹോദരി ഏതെങ്കിലും അപരിചിതരെ കാണുകയാണെങ്കിൽ വളരെ സൂക്ഷ്മമായി അവരുടെ സംസാരം, പ്രവൃത്തികൾ, വസ്ത്രധാരണം എല്ലാം നിരീക്ഷിക്കാറുണ്ട് എന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, ടു ടേക്ക് ഹേർട്ട്. ടു ടേക്ക് ഹേർട്ട് മീൻസ് ഫീൽ ദ ബോൾഡ്നെസ്. ഫീൽ ദ ബോൾഡ്നെസ്, ആ ഒരു ധൈര്യം ലഭിക്കുക. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ആഫ്റ്റർ ദ ആക്സിഡന്റ് ഹി ടുക്ക് ഹേർട്ട് ആൻഡ് റിക്കവേർഡ്. ആക്സിഡന്റിന് ശേഷം, ആഫ്റ്റർ ദ ആക്സിഡന്റ് ഹി ടുക്ക് ഹേർട്ട്, ആ ഒരു ധൈര്യം തിരിച്ചെടുത്തു എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിൽ, ആൻഡ് റിക്കവേർഡ്, വീണ്ടും പഴയപടി തന്നെ തിരിച്ചു വന്നു അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ശക്തി സംഭരിച്ചു വന്നു എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നു. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, ടു ഗീവ് ദ ഡെവിൾ ഹിസ് ഡ്യൂ. ടു ഗീവ് ദ ഡെവിൾ ഹിസ് ഡ്യൂ മീൻസ് താങ്കിങ് ഓർ ഗീവിംഗ് ക്രെഡിറ്റ് ടു എ ബാഡ് പേഴ്സൺ ഫോർ ഹിസ് ഗുഡ് ക്വാളിറ്റീസ്. താങ്കിങ് ഓർ ഗീവിംഗ് ക്രെഡിറ്റ്, നമ്മൾ ഒരു മോശമായിട്ട് കാണുന്ന ഒരാളുടെ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു നല്ല ഗുണത്തെ കാണുക, അതിന് ഒരു അംഗീകാരം നൽകുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനു വേണ്ടി ഒരു നന്ദി പറയുക. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ടു ഗീവ് ദ ഡെവിൾ ഹിസ് ഡ്യൂ എന്നുള്ള ഫ്രേസ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. എക്സാമ്പിൾ നോക്കാം. ദുര്യോധന ഈസ് എ മാൻ ഹു റെസ്പെക്ട്സ് ഹിസ് ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, വി ഷുഡ് ഗീവ് ദ ഡെവിൾ ഹിസ് ഡ്യൂ. ദുര്യോധന എന്ന മഹാഭാരതത്തിലെ ഒരു കഥാപാത്രം, കൗരവരും പാണ്ഡവരും ഉണ്ട്. അതിൽ കൗരവരിലെ ഏറ്റവും മുതിർന്ന ആൾ ദുര്യോധനൻ. അവർ എല്ലാവരും മോശക്കാരായിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ അതിൽ പറയുന്നത്. നന്മയുടെയും തിന്മയുടെയും പ്രതീകങ്ങളായി പാണ്ഡവരെയും കൗരവരെയും പറയുന്നു. ദുര്യോധനൻ എന്നുള്ളത് തിന്മയുടെ പ്രതീകമായി പറയുന്നു. എന്നാൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു നല്ല ക്വാളിറ്റി പറയുന്നു, എപ്പോഴും സുഹൃത്ത് ബന്ധങ്ങൾക്ക് വളരെ വില നൽകുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ വളരെയധികം ബഹുമാനിക്കുന്നു. ദുര്യോധന ഈസ് എ മാൻ ഹു റെസ്പെക്ട്സ് ഹിസ് ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, വി ഷുഡ് ഗീവ് ദ ഡെവിൾ ഹിസ് ഡ്യൂ. നമ്മൾ തീർച്ചയായും ആ ഒരു ക്വാളിറ്റി, ആ ഒരു ഗുണം അംഗീകരിക്കണം. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, ടു പ്ലേ ടു ദ ഗാലറി. ടു പ്ലേ ടു ദ ഗാലറി മീൻസ് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ചീപ്പ് പോപ്പുലാരിറ്റി. മീൻസ് വളരെ മോശമായ തരത്തിൽ ഒരു പ്രശസ്തി നേടുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ്രശസ്തനാവാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുക. ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ചീപ്പ് പോപ്പുലാരിറ്റി. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, പൊളിറ്റീഷ്യൻസ് സംടൈംസ് പ്ലേ ടു ദ ഗാലറി ടു ഗെറ്റ് വോട്ട്സ്. വോട്ട് ലഭിക്കാൻ തിരഞ്ഞെടുപ്പുകളുടെ സമയത്ത് നമ്മുടെ രാഷ്ട്രീയക്കാർ പലതരത്തിലുള്ള കളികളും കളിക്കാറുണ്ട്. അതൊരു ചീത്തയായിട്ട് മോശമായിട്ടുള്ള പ്രശസ്തിയാണെങ്കിൽ പോലും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, ടു ഹോൾഡ് എ ബ്രീഫ്. ടു ഹോൾഡ് എ ബ്രീഫ് മീൻസ് സപ്പോർട്ടിങ് ആൻഡ് ഡിഫെൻഡിങ് സംബഡി. സപ്പോർട്ടിങ് ഓർ ആൻഡ് ഡിഫെൻഡിങ് സംബഡി, ആരെങ്കിലും സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യുക. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, മൈ ഫ്രണ്ട് കമ്മിറ്റഡ് എ ക്രൈം ആൻഡ് ഐ ഡു നോട്ട് വാണ്ട് ടു ഹോൾഡ് എ ബ്രീഫ്. എൻ്റെ സുഹൃത്ത് ഒരു വലിയ തെറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. ഹി കമ്മിറ്റഡ് എ ക്രൈം ആൻഡ് ഐ ഡു നോട്ട് വാണ്ട് ടു ഹോൾഡ് എ ബ്രീഫ്. ഞാൻ ഒരിക്കലും അതിനെ അംഗീകരിക്കില്ല അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യുകയില്ല. ദെൻ ലാസ്റ്റ് വൺ, ടു ഗീവ് അപ്പ് ദ ഗോസ്റ്റ്. ടു ഗീവ് അപ്പ് ദ ഗോസ്റ്റ് മീൻസ്, ഗീവ് അപ്പ് എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഫ്രേസ് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിരുന്നു. ഗീവ് അപ്പ് മീൻസ് ഉപേക്ഷിക്കുക. ടു ഗീവ് അപ്പ് ദ ഗോസ്റ്റ്. ഗോസ്റ്റ് എന്നാൽ പ്രേതങ്ങൾ, ഭൂതങ്ങൾ എന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നു. മീൻസ് ടു ഡൈ, അതായത് മരണപ്പെടുക. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഡോക്ടേഴ്സ് ട്രൈഡ് ദെയർ ബെസ്റ്റ് ബട്ട് ഹി ഗേവ് അപ്പ് ദ ഗോസ്റ്റ്. ഡോക്ടേഴ്സ് ട്രൈഡ് ദെയർ ബെസ്റ്റ്. ഡോക്ടേഴ്സ് എല്ലാം വളരെയധികം പരിശ്രമിച്ചു, അവരുടെ കഴിവിന് പരമാവധി ശ്രമിച്ചു, എങ്കിലും അവൻ മരണത്തിന് കീഴടങ്ങി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മരണപ്പെട്ടു എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിൽ ടു ഗീവ് അപ്പ് ദ ഗോസ്റ്റ് എന്നുള്ള ഫ്രേസ് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ ചാപ്റ്റർ 20 കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. അതിൽ ഇന്ന് കണ്ടത് വൺസ് കപ്പ് ഓഫ് ടീ. വൺസ് കപ്പ് ഓഫ് ടീ എന്നാൽ ഒരാൾ കൂടുതൽ ചെയ്യാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ താല്പര്യം കാണിക്കുന്നത്. ആർഗസ് സൈഡ് മീൻസ് സൂക്ഷ്മമായി നിരീക്ഷിക്കുക. ടു ടേക്ക് ഹേർട്ട്. ടു ടേക്ക് ഹേർട്ട് മീൻസ് ധൈര്യം സംഭരിക്കുക. ടു ഗീവ് ദ ഡെവിൾ ഹിസ് ഡ്യൂ. ടു ഗീവ് ദ ഡെവിൾ ഹിസ് ഡ്യൂ മീൻസ് ഒരാളുടെ ഒരു നല്ല ക്വാളിറ്റി എങ്കിലും, വളരെ മോശമായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ കാണുന്ന ഒരാളുടെ നല്ല ഒരു ഗുണമെങ്കിലും കാണുക, അതിനെ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. ടു പ്ലേ ടു ദ ഗാലറി. ടു പ്ലേ ടു ദ ഗാലറി മീൻസ് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് ചീപ്പ് പോപ്പുലാരിറ്റി, മോശമായ തരത്തിൽ ഒരു പ്രശസ്തി നേടുക. ടു ഹോൾഡ് എ ബ്രീഫ്. ടു ഹോൾഡ് എ ബ്രീഫ് മീൻസ് സപ്പോർട്ടിങ് ആൻഡ് ഡിഫെൻഡിങ് സംബഡി. ദ ലാസ്റ്റ് വൺ ടു ഗീവ് അപ്പ് ദ ഗോസ്റ്റ്. ടു ഗീവ് അപ്പ് ദ ഗോസ്റ്റ് മീൻസ് ടു ഡൈ, മരണപ്പെടുക. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ കണ്ട ചാപ്റ്റർ 20 ഇഡിയംസ് ആൻഡ് ഫ്രേസസ് ആകെ 99 ഫ്രേസസ് കണ്ടു. ഇനി നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത ചാപ്റ്റർ നോക്കാം. ചാപ്റ്റർ 21. ചാപ്റ്റർ 21ൽ കൈൻഡ്സ് ഓഫ് ലിവിങ് പ്ലേസസ്, ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീങ്സ് ലിവ്. കൈൻഡ്സ് ഓഫ് ലിവിങ് പ്ലേസസ് അതായത് പലതരത്തിലുള്ള താമസ സ്ഥലങ്ങൾ, അവയ്ക്ക് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ പറയുന്ന പ്രത്യേകമായ പേരുകൾ. ഫസ്റ്റ് വൺ നോക്കാം. മാൻഷൻ. മാൻഷൻ മീൻസ് എ പാലസ്. അരമന എന്ന് നമ്മൾ പറയുന്ന ഒരു കൊട്ടാര തുല്യമായ ഒരു സ്ഥലം. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ദ പ്രസിഡന്റ് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യ ലീവ്സ് ഇൻ എ മാൻഷൻ. ദ പ്രസിഡന്റ് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യ, ഇന്ത്യൻ പ്രസിഡന്റ് താമസിക്കുന്നത് ഒരു കൊട്ടാരം പോലുള്ള ഒരു സ്ഥലത്താണ്. അതാണ് മാൻഷൻ എന്നുകൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, ഇൻ. INN, ഇൻ മീൻസ് എ ഹൗസ് വെയർ ട്രാവലേഴ്സ് സ്റ്റേ ഫോർ എ ഷോർട്ട് ടൈം. എ ഹൗസ് വെയർ ട്രാവലേഴ്സ് സ്റ്റേ. യാത്ര ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഒരു ദൂരയാത്രയ്ക്ക് പുറപ്പെടുന്നു. ആ ഒരു യാത്രക്കിടയിൽ ചെറുതായിട്ട് തങ്ങാനും വിശ്രമിക്കാനുമുള്ള ഒരു സ്ഥലം, അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ സത്രം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഇൻ എന്നാൽ സത്രങ്ങൾ. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഐ സ്റ്റേഡ് ഇൻ വെൻ ഐ വാസ് ഡ്രൈവിംഗ് ടു മുംബൈ. ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് മുംബൈ വരെ വളരെ ലോങ് ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ആണ്. അതിനിടയിൽ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും നമുക്കൊന്ന് സ്റ്റേ ചെയ്ത് ഒരു വിശ്രമത്തിന് വേണ്ടിയുള്ള സ്ഥലം, അതിനാണ് ഇൻ എന്നുള്ള വാക്ക് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, കോൺവെന്റ്. കോൺവെന്റ് മീൻസ് എ പ്ലേസ് വെയർ നൺ സ്റ്റേ. കന്യാസ്ത്രീകൾ താമസിക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലം, അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ കോൺവെന്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. എക്സാമ്പിൾ നോക്കാം. ഗേൾസ് ഹു സ്റ്റഡി ഇൻ കോൺവെന്റ് ആർ ഗുഡ് ഇൻ കോ കരിക്കുലർ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ്. ഗേൾസ് ഹു സ്റ്റഡി ഇൻ കോൺവെന്റ്, കോൺവെന്റിൽ താമസിച്ച് പഠിക്കുന്ന പെൺകുട്ടികൾ, അവർ വളരെയധികം കോ കരിക്കുലർ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ്, അതായത് പാഠ്യേതര വിഷയങ്ങളിലും എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുള്ള കലാകായിക ഇനങ്ങളിലുമെല്ലാം മുൻപന്തിയിലായിരിക്കുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നു. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, പെൻ ഹൗസ്. PENT, പെൻ ഹൗസ് മീൻസ് എ റൂഫ് സ്ലൈഡിംഗ് ഫ്രം ദ വാൾ വിച്ച് ഹാസ് ആൻ ഹൗസ് ഇൻസൈഡ്. റൂഫ് എന്നാൽ മേൽക്കൂര. സ്ലൈഡിംഗ് ഫ്രം ദ വാൾ വിച്ച് ഹാസ് ആൻ ഹൗസ് ഇൻസൈഡ്, ഒരു താഴ്ന്ന മേൽക്കൂര, അടിയിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിന് ഉള്ളിലൊരു ചെറിയൊരു വീട്. മെനി സിംഗപ്പൂരിയൻസ് ലിവ് ഇൻ എ പെൻ ഹൗസ്. സിംഗപ്പൂരുകളിലെ വീടുകൾ നോക്കിയാൽ അവരെല്ലാവരും താമസിക്കുന്നത് ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള മേൽക്കൂര താഴ്ന്ന അതിനടിയിലുള്ള ചെറിയൊരു വീട്ടിലാണ്. അതിന് പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് പെൻ ഹൗസ്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, വില്ല. വില്ല മീൻസ് എ റെസിഡൻഷ്യൽ ഹൗസ് ഇൻ എ വില്ലേജ്. ഒരു റെസിഡൻഷ്യൽ ഹൗസ് ഒരു വില്ലേജ്, അതായത് ഒരു ഗ്രാമത്തിലുള്ള ഒരു താമസ സ്ഥലം, അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ വില്ല എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. എക്സാമ്പിൾ നോക്കാം. അവർ ഫാമിലി ഹാസ് എ വില്ല ഇൻ അവർ വില്ലേജ്. ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുടുംബത്തിന് നാട്ടിലൊരു വില്ലയുണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു താമസ സ്ഥലമുണ്ട്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, നണ്ണറി. നണ്ണറി മീൻസ് എ പ്ലേസ് വെയർ ഓൺലി നൺസ് ലിവ്. നൺസ് അതായത് സന്യാസിനികൾ, കന്യാസ്ത്രീകൾ മാത്രം താമസിക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലം. എക്സാമ്പിൾ നോക്കാം. There are many nunneries in Ooty and Kodai Hills. ഊട്ടി, കൊടൈക്കനാൽ തുടങ്ങിയ മലമ്പ്രദേശങ്ങളിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മലനിരകളിൽ ധാരാളമുള്ള നണ്ണറീസ് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, കാസ്റ്റിൽ. കാസിൽ മീൻസ് എ ഫോർട്രസ്, ഒരു കോട്ട. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ടിപ്പു സുൽത്താൻ ഹാഡ് മെനി കാസിൽസ്. ടിപ്പു സുൽത്താൻ, അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് ധാരാളം കോട്ടകളുണ്ട്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ, ബാരക്. ബാരക് മീൻസ് ദ പ്ലേസ് ഫോർ സോൾജിയേഴ്സ് ടു റെസ്റ്റ്. സോൾജിയേഴ്സ് അതായത് പട്ടാളക്കാർക്ക്, അവർക്ക് റെസ്റ്റ് എടുക്കാൻ, വിശ്രമിക്കാനുള്ള പ്രത്യേക സ്ഥലം, അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ബാരക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഡ്യൂറിങ് ആൻഷ്യൻ ഡേയ്സ് ദ ബാരക്സ് വെർ വിത്ത് ഫുൾ ഫെസിലിറ്റീസ്. ഡ്യൂറിങ് ഏൻഷ്യൻ ഡേയ്സ് അതായത് നമുക്കറിയാം ഒരുപാട് യുദ്ധങ്ങൾ നടന്നിരുന്ന പഴയ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ ഈ സോൾജിയേഴ്സിന് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പട്ടാളക്കാർക്ക് താമസിക്കാനുള്ള ബാരക്സ്, അതായത് ആ സ്ഥലങ്ങളിൽ വളരെയധികം സൗകര്യങ്ങൾ കൊടുത്തിരുന്നു. ബാരക്സ് were with full facilities. The last one, cabin. Cabin means a small living hut or one room. A small living place, അതായത് ഒരു ചെറിയ തിരിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വലിയ റൂമിൽ ചെറുതായി തിരിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥലം ഒരാൾക്ക് പ്രത്യേകമായി കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നു. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ക്യാബിൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഈച്ച് ഓഫ് ദ എംപ്ലോയീസ് ഇൻ ആൻ എംഎൻസി വാസ് ഗിവൻ ക്യാബിൻസ്. മൾട്ടിനാഷണൽ കമ്പനിയിൽ ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്ന ഓരോ ഉദ്യോഗാർത്ഥിക്കും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്ന ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും ഒരു പ്രത്യേക സ്ഥലം കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ക്യാബിൻ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നു. അതാണ് നമ്മൾ ക്യാബിൻ എന്നുള്ളത് കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ചാപ്റ്റർ 21 21ാമത്തെ ചാപ്റ്ററിൽ കൈൻഡ്സ് ഓഫ് ലിവിങ് പ്ലേസസ്, അതായത് മനുഷ്യരുടെ താമസ സ്ഥലം, അതിന് പറയുന്ന പേരുകൾ അതായിരുന്നു കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. ആദ്യം കണ്ടത് മാൻഷൻ. മാൻഷൻ മീൻസ് അരമന. ഇൻ മീൻസ് സത്രം. കോൺവെന്റ്, കോൺവെന്റ് എന്നാൽ കന്യാസ്ത്രീകളുടെ താമസ സ്ഥലം. പെൻ ഹൗസ് എന്നാൽ ഒരു താഴ്ന്ന മേൽക്കൂരയ്ക്കുള്ളിലുള്ള ഒരു ചെറിയ വീട്. വില്ല എന്നാൽ വില്ലേജിലുള്ള ഒരു റെസിഡൻഷ്യൽ ഏരിയ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ താമസ സ്ഥലം. നണ്ണറി മീൻസ് കന്യാസ്ത്രീകൾ മാത്രം താമസിക്കുന്ന പ്രത്യേക സ്ഥലം. ക്യാസിൽ മീൻസ് കോട്ടകൾ. ബാരക്ക് എന്നാൽ പട്ടാളക്കാർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ യുദ്ധം ചെയ്യുന്ന ആളുകൾ വിശ്രമിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലം. ക്യാബിൻ മീൻസ് എ സ്മോൾ ലിവിംഗ് ഹട്ട് ഓർ വൺ റൂം, ഒരു പ്രത്യേകമായി തിരിച്ചു കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലം. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ക്യാബിൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. നമ്മൾ ഈ ചാപ്റ്ററിൽ 9 വേർഡ്സ് കണ്ടു. ഇനി കൂടുതൽ വേർഡ്സ് അടുത്ത വീഡിയോകളിൽ കാണാം. താങ്ക് യു.
నమస్కారం. వెల్కమ్ టు ఐఎస్ఎన్ అమెరికన్ స్పోకెన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఇన్ చెన్నై. ఇంగ్లీష్ టు తెలుగు వర్షన్ ప్రాక్టికల్ గ్రామర్ పుస్తకం పేజ్ నంబర్ 270 273, వీడియో నెంబర్ 105, చాప్టర్ 20. మనకి 20వ పాఠం ఏంటి అంటే ఇడియమ్స్ అండ్ ఫ్రేజెస్. మనం ముందు తరగతిలో మొత్తం 1 నుంచి 92 ఇడియమ్స్ అండ్ ఫ్రేజెస్ చూసాం. ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసరికి 93వది ఏంటి అంటే వన్స్ కప్ ఆఫ్ టీ. వన్స్ కప్ ఆఫ్ టీ మీన్స్ సంథింగ్ వన్ లైక్స్. ఏదైతే ఒకదానికే ఇష్టపడతారో దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి వన్స్ కప్ ఆఫ్ టీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి యాక్టింగ్ ఇన్ మూవీస్ ఈజ్ మై కప్ ఆఫ్ టీ. నేను సినిమాల్లో నటించడం నాకు ఇష్టం అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి వన్స్ కప్ ఆఫ్ టీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్గ్యూస్ ఎవైట్. ఆర్గ్యూస్ ఎవైట్ మీన్స్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ అబ్జర్వింగ్, అనగా చాలా సూక్ష్మంగా పరీక్షిస్తే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఆర్గ్యూస్ ఎవిడ్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి మై సిస్టర్ ఈజ్ అన్ అగ్రీస్ ఎవిడ్ వెన్ ఎవర్ షీ మీట్స్ స్ట్రేంజర్స్. మా అక్క కానీ చెల్లి కానీ చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా పరీక్షించిద్ది. ఎవరైనా ఇతర వ్యక్తులతో మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు లేకపోతే కొత్త వాళ్ళతో పరిచయం లేని వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు మా అక్క కానీ చెల్లి కానీ చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా పరీక్షిస్తారు అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఆర్గ్యూస్ ఎవైట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. టు టేక్ హర్ట్ మీన్స్ ఫీల్ ద బోల్డ్నెస్, అనగా ఏదో ఒక రకంగా బాధపడుతూ ఉంటే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు టేక్ హర్ట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఆఫ్టర్ ద యాక్సిడెంట్ హి టుక్ హర్ట్ అండ్ రికవర్డ్. ఆమెకి ప్రమాదం జరిగిన తర్వాత కొన్నాళ్ళు బాధపడింది, తర్వాత ఆమె మళ్ళీ మామూలు మనిషిగా అయ్యింది అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు టేక్ హర్ట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ టు గివ్ ద డెవిల్ హిస్ డ్యూ. టు గివ్ ద డెవిల్ హిస్ డ్యూ మీన్స్ థ్యాంకింగ్ ఆర్ గివింగ్ క్రెడిట్ టు ఏ బ్యాడ్ పర్సన్ ఫర్ హిస్ గుడ్ క్వాలిటీస్. మనం ఆ చెడు వ్యక్తి అయినప్పటికీ అతనికి మంచి లక్షణాలు ఉండేటట్టు చేస్తే, లేకపోతే అతను మంచిగానే మాట్లాడతాడు అని చెడు వ్యక్తిని కూడా మనం మంచిగా మార్చేటట్లు చెప్తే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు గివ్ ద డెవిల్ హిస్ డ్యూ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి దుర్యోధన ఈజ్ ఎ మ్యాన్ హూ రెస్పెక్ట్స్ హిస్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, వీ షుడ్ గివ్ ద డెవిల్ హిస్ డ్యూ. దుర్యోధన అనే అతను ఒక వ్యక్తి, దుర్యోధన అనే అతను ఇతరులకి వాళ్ళ స్నేహితులకి బాగా గౌరవాన్ని ఇస్తారు అని దాని గురించి చెప్తే మనం టు గివ్ ద డెవిల్ హిస్ డ్యూ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. టు ప్లే టు ద గ్యాలరీ. టు ప్లే టు ద గ్యాలరీ మీన్స్ గెట్టింగ్ చీప్ పాపులారిటీ. అనగా మనం ఎలాగోలాగా అంతా ఉన్నదాని గురించి మనం ఎలక్షన్ జరిగేటప్పుడు ఏదైనా ప్రచారాన్ని గురించి చెప్తే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు ప్లే టు ద గ్యాలరీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. పొలిటీషియన్స్ సమ్టైమ్స్ ప్లే టు ద గ్యాలరీ టు గెట్ ఓట్స్. పొలిటీషియన్స్ అనగా రాజకీయవేత్తలు ఓట్ల కోసం ఒక్కొక్కసారి చాలా చీప్ ట్రిక్స్ని ప్లే చేస్తారు అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి మనం ఇక్కడ టు ప్లే టు ద గ్యాలరీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ టు హోల్డ్ ఏ బ్రీఫ్. టు హోల్డ్ ఏ బ్రీఫ్ మీన్స్ సపోర్టింగ్ అండ్ డిఫెండింగ్ సంబడి. మనం ఎవరైనా వ్యక్తులకి మనం అలా చెయ్యి ఇలా చెయ్యి అని చెప్పి అతను చేసిన పనులన్నిటికీ సపోర్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు హోల్డ్ ఏ బ్రీఫ్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఉదాహరణకి మై ఫ్రెండ్ కమిటెడ్ ఏ క్రైమ్ అండ్ ఐ డు నాట్ వాంట్ టు హోల్డ్ ఏ బ్రీఫ్. మా స్నేహితుడు ఒక నేరం చేయడానికి డిసైడ్ అయ్యాడు అనగా సిద్ధమయ్యాడు, నేను దానికి అంగీకరించలేదు అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు హోల్డ్ ఏ బ్రీఫ్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ టు గివ్ అప్ ద గోస్ట్. టు గివ్ అప్ ద గోస్ట్ మీన్స్ టు డై అనగా చనిపోతే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు గివ్ అప్ ద గోస్ట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి డాక్టర్స్ ట్రైడ్ దేర్ బెస్ట్ బట్ హీ గేవ్ అప్ ద గోస్ట్. వైద్యులు చాలా ప్రయత్నించినప్పటికీ అతను చనిపోయాడు. అతన్ని బతికించడానికి డాక్టర్లు ఎంతో ప్రయత్నించినప్పటికీ అది సాధ్యం కాలేదు, అతను చనిపోయాడు అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు గివ్ అప్ ద గోస్ట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఇక్కడ మనం మొత్తం చాప్టర్ 20 మనకి 20వ పాఠంలో మొత్తం 1 నుంచి 99 ముందు తరగతుల్లో కొన్ని ఇడియమ్స్ అండ్ ఫ్రేజెస్ చూసాం. ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసరికి మొత్తం 99 ఇడియమ్స్ అండ్ ఫ్రేజెస్ మనం చాప్టర్ 20లో నేర్చుకున్నాం. అవి ఏంటివి అంటే 93వది వచ్చేసరికి వన్స్ కప్ ఆఫ్ ఏ టీ. వన్స్ కప్ ఆఫ్ ఏ టీ మీన్స్ మనం ఏదైనా ఒకదానికి మాత్రమే ఇష్టపడితే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి వన్స్ కప్ ఆఫ్ ఏ టీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఆర్గ్యూస్ ఎయిడ్ మీన్స్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ అబ్జర్వింగ్. మనం జాగ్రత్తగా సూక్ష్మంగా పరిశీలిస్తే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఆర్గ్యూస్ ఎయిడ్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. టు టేక్ హర్ట్ మీన్స్ మనం ఏదో ఒకదానికి కొంచెం బోల్డ్నెస్గా అనగా దుఃఖంగా బాధాకరంగా బాధపడితే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు టేక్ హర్ట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. టు గివ్ ద డెవిల్ హిస్ డ్యూ అనగా ఆ వ్యక్తి చెడ్డ వ్యక్తి అయినప్పటికీ అతని గురించి మంచిగా చెప్పి అతన్ని మంచిగా మార్చడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు గివ్ ద డెవిల్ హిస్ డ్యూ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. టు పే టు ద గ్యాలరీ మీన్స్ గెట్టింగ్ చీప్ పాపులారిటీ. మనం ఏదో ఒక దాన్ని సాధించడానికి మనం అది ఎలాగైతే అది సాధించాలి, అది ఎన్ని దారుల్లో అయినా దొంగ దారుల్లో అయినా కానీ అది సాధించాలి అనే దాని గురించి చేసే ప్రయత్నాలని టు ప్లే టు ద గ్యాలరీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. టు హోల్డ్ ఏ బ్రీఫ్ మీన్స్ మనం ఏదైనా మన స్నేహితులకి అలా చెయ్యి ఇలా చెయ్యి అని అతను చేసే పనులన్నిటికీ అంగీకరించి అతనికి ధైర్యం చెప్పి అలాగే చెయ్యనని చెప్పి మనం అతన్ని ముందడుగు వేపిస్తే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు హోల్డ్ ఏ బ్రీఫ్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. టు గివ్ అప్ ద గోస్ట్ మీన్స్ చనిపోతే దాని గురించి చనిపోయిన వాళ్ళ గురించి కానీ చనిపోయిన విషయాన్ని గురించి చెప్పడానికి టు గివ్ అప్ ద గోస్ట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఇంతటితో మనకి చాప్టర్ 20 ఇడియమ్స్ అండ్ ఫ్రేజెస్ అనే పాఠం మనం ఇక్కడ ముగిసింది. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసరికి చాప్టర్ 21 అనగా 21వ పాఠం ఏంటి అంటే కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ లివింగ్ ప్లేసెస్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ లివ్. రకరకాల నివసించే స్థలాల గురించి ఇక్కడ చూద్దాం. ఆ రకరకాల ఎవరు నివసించే స్థలాలంటే మనుషులు నివసించే రకరకాల స్థలాలు యొక్క పేర్లేంటో ఈ క్లాస్లో చూద్దాం. అది వచ్చేసరికి చాప్టర్ 21. ఫస్ట్ వన్ మ్యాన్షోన్ మీన్స్ ప్యాలెస్ అనగా ఒక పెద్ద భవనం గురించి చెప్తే దాన్ని మనం మ్యాన్షోన్ అంటాం. ద ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా లివ్స్ ఇన్ ఏ మ్యాన్షోన్. భారతదేశం యొక్క ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఒక పెద్ద ప్యాలెస్ ఒక పెద్ద భవనంలో అతని వరకు సపరేట్ ప్యాలెస్ ఉంది అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఇక్కడ మ్యాన్షోన్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్ మీన్స్ ఏ హౌస్ వేర్ ట్రావెలర్స్ స్టే ఫర్ ఏ షార్ట్ టైం. ఎవరైతే ప్రయాణించేటప్పుడు దూర ప్రయాణాలు చేసేటప్పుడు మధ్యలో కొంతసేపు విశ్రాంతి తీసుకొని మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళ ప్రయాణాన్ని కొనసాగిస్తారో ఆ విశ్రాంతి తీసుకునే స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్పడానికి మనం ఇన్ ఐఎన్ఎన్ ఇన్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి ఐ స్టేడ్ ఇన్ వెన్ ఐ వాస్ డ్రైవింగ్ టు ముంబై. నేను కొంతసేపు ప్రయాణం ఎక్కడి నుంచి మా ఊరు దగ్గర నుంచి ముంబై ప్రయాణం చేసేటప్పుడు నేను కొంత ఆ ప్రయాణం అనేది చాలా దూర ప్రయాణం కాబట్టి నేను కొంతసేపు విశ్రాంతి తీసుకొని ప్రయాణం చేశాను అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఇక్కడ ఐఎన్ఎన్ ఇన్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ కాన్వెంట్. కాన్వెంట్ మీన్స్ ఏ ప్లేస్ వేర్ నన్స్ స్టే. ఏ స్థలంలో అయితే సన్యాసులు నివసిస్తారో సన్యాసులు నివసించే స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్పడానికి కాన్వెంట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి గర్ల్స్ హూ స్టడీ ఇన్ కాన్వెంట్ ఆర్ గుడ్ ఇన్ కో-కరిక్యులర్ యాక్టివిటీస్. ఎవరైతే కన్య సన్యాసులు ఉంటారు కదా వాళ్ళు నివసించే స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్పడానికి మనం కాన్వెంట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. గర్ల్స్ హూ స్టడీ, ఎవరైతే అక్కడ ఆ కన్య సన్యాసులు నివసించే స్థలాల్లో ఎవరైతే అక్కడ చదువుకుంటారో వాళ్ళకి ఆటలు పాటలు చదువు ఇంకా అన్నీ అక్కడ వాళ్ళకి నేర్పిస్తారు అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి కాన్వెంట్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ పెన్ హౌస్. పెన్ హౌస్ మీన్స్ ఏ రూఫ్ స్లైడింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద వాల్ విచ్ హ్యాస్ అన్ హౌస్ ఇన్సైడ్. ఒక ఇంటి పైకప్పు అనేది గోడ నుంచి ఒక స్లైడ్గా ఉంటే అంటే ఒక వైపుగా ఉంటే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి మనం పెన్ హౌస్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. గోడ పైన కప్పు ఏటవాలుగా ఉంటే ఏటవాలుగా ఉన్న దానికి లోపల ఇల్లు ఉంటే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి పెన్ హౌస్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి మెనీ సింగపూరియన్స్ లివ్ ఇన్ ఏ పెన్ హౌస్. చాలామంది సింగపూర్లో ఉండే వాళ్ళందరూ ఎక్కువ పెన్ హౌస్లోనే నివసిస్తారు. నెక్స్ట్ విల్లా. విల్లా మీన్స్ ఏ రెసిడెన్షియల్ హౌస్ ఇన్ ఏ విలేజ్. వాళ్ళ గ్రామంలో కనుక వాళ్ళకి సపరేట్ వాళ్ళ కుటుంబం అంతా నివసించడానికి ఒక ప్రత్యేకమైన ఇల్లు కనుక ఉంటే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి విల్లా అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి అవర్ ఫ్యామిలీ హ్యాజ్ ఏ విల్లా ఇన్ అవర్ విలేజ్. మా కుటుంబానికి మా గ్రామంలో మా కుటుంబానికి సపరేట్గా ప్రత్యేకంగా ఒక ఇల్లు ఉంది అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఇక్కడ విల్లా అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ నన్నరీ. నన్నరీ మీన్స్ ఏ ప్లేస్ వేర్ ఓన్లీ నన్స్ లివ్. ఏ స్థలంలో అయితే సన్యాసులు నివసిస్తారో దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి నన్నరీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి దేర్ ఆర్ మెనీ నన్నరీస్ ఇన్ ఊటీ అండ్ కొడై హిల్స్. చాలా ఊటీలో కానీ కొడై హిల్స్లో చాలా సన్యాసులు నివసించే స్థలాలు చాలా ఉన్నాయి అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి నన్నరీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ క్యాస్టల్. క్యాస్టల్ మీన్స్ ఏ ఫోర్ట్రెస్. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి టిప్పు సుల్తాన్ హ్యాడ్ మెనీ క్యాస్టల్స్. అనగా క్యాస్టల్స్ అనగా కోటలు అని అర్థం. మనకి రాజులకి కోటలు ఉంటాయి కదా దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి క్యాస్టల్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఫోర్ట్రెస్ మీన్స్ చాలా కోటలు అనే అర్థం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి టిప్పు సుల్తాన్ అనే రాజుకి చాలా కోటలు ఉన్నాయి. నెక్స్ట్ బెరాక్ మీన్స్ ద ప్లేస్ ఫర్ సోల్జర్స్ టు రెస్ట్. ఏ స్థలంలో అయితే సైనికులు విశ్రాంతి తీసుకుంటారో సైనికులు విశ్రాంతి తీసుకునే స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్పడానికి మనం బెరాక్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి డ్యూరింగ్ ancient days the barracks were with full facilities. జరిగిపోయిన రోజుల్లో ఇంతకుముందు జరిగిన రోజుల్లో సైనికులు నివసించడానికి చాలా సౌకర్యాలు ఉండేవి. సైనికులు నివసించే స్థలాల గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఇక్కడ మనం బరాక్స్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ క్యాబిన్ మీన్స్ ఏ స్మాల్ లివింగ్ హట్ ఆర్ వన్ రూమ్. ఒక చిన్న స్థలంలో కనుక వ్యక్తులు నివసిస్తే లేకపోతే ఒక రూమ్ని ఒక ప్రత్యేకమైన గదిని గురించి చెప్తే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఒక ప్రత్యేకమైన గదిని గురించి లేకపోతే ఒక స్థలంలో నివసించే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి మనం క్యాబిన్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. దానికి ఉదాహరణ వచ్చేసరికి ఈచ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఇన్ ఏ ఎంఎన్సి కంపెనీ వాజ్ గివెన్ క్యాబిన్. ప్రతి ఒక్క పనిచేసే ఉద్యోగికి పెద్ద పెద్ద ఎంఎన్సి పెద్ద పెద్ద మల్టీనేషనల్ కంపెనీల్లో వాళ్ళ వరకు సపరేట్ గదిని నిర్మించి ఇచ్చేస్తారు అనే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి ఇక్కడ క్యాబిన్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. ఇక్కడ మనకి చాప్టర్ 21 ఏంటి అంటే రకరకాల నివసించే స్థలాలు, ఆ నివసించే స్థలాలు యొక్క ఏ వ్యక్తులు ఆ స్థలాల్లో నివసిస్తారు, ఆ స్థలాన్ని బట్టి ఏ వ్యక్తులు నివసిస్తారు అనేది ఈ చాప్టర్ 21లో చూస్తున్నాం. అది మొదటిది వచ్చేసరికి మ్యాన్షన్. మ్యాన్షన్ మీన్స్ ప్యాలెస్, పెద్ద పెద్ద ప్యాలెస్ అనగా భవనాల గురించి చెప్తే దాన్ని మనం మ్యాన్సూన్ అంటాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్ మీన్స్ ఎవరైతే దూర ప్రయాణాలు చేసేటప్పుడు ఆ దూర ప్రయాణానికి మధ్యలో కొంతసేపు విశ్రాంతి తీసుకొని దూర ప్రయాణాన్ని కొనసాగిస్తారో ఆ స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్తే, ఆ విశ్రాంతి తీసుకునే స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్తే మనం ఇన్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ కాన్వెంట్. కాన్వెంట్ మీన్స్ ఎవరైతే కన్యస్త్రీలు ఉండే స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్తే దాన్ని మనం కాన్వెంట్ అని అంటాం. నెక్స్ట్ పెంట్ హౌస్ మీన్స్ ఏ ఇల్లు అయితే గోడకి ఏటవాలుగా ఉండి దానికి లోపల ఆ ఇంటి పైకప్పు గోడకి ఏటవాలుగా ఉండి ఆ పైకప్పుకి మధ్యలో కనుక ఇల్లు ఉంటే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి పెంట్ హౌస్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ విలా మీన్స్ ఏదైనా మనకి ఆ గ్రామంలో మనకి వరకు మన ఆ కుటుంబం వరకు లేకపోతే ఆ కుటుంబం వరకు ప్రత్యేకమైన సపరేట్ ఇల్లు ఉంటే దాని గురించి చెప్పడానికి విలా అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ నన్నరీ. నన్నరీ మీన్స్ ఏ ప్లేస్ వేర్ ఓన్లీ నన్స్ లివ్. ఎవరైతే సన్యాసులు నివసిస్తారో ఆ సన్యాసులు నివసించే స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్పడానికి నన్నరీ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ క్యాస్టల్. క్యాస్టల్ మీన్స్ ఏ రాజుకి అయితే ఉండే కోటలు ఉంటాయి కదా, రాజులకు ఉండే కోటల్ని గురించి చెప్పడానికి మనం క్యాస్టల్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ బెరాక్. బెరాక్ మీన్స్ ఎవరైతే సైనికులు సోల్జర్స్ ఉంటారు కదా, సైనికులు విశ్రాంతి తీసుకునే స్థలాన్ని గురించి చెప్పడానికి మనం బెరాక్ అనే పదాన్ని ఉపయోగిస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ క్యాబిన్. క్యాబిన్ అంటే ఏంటి అంటే మనం ఏదైనా ఒక చిన్న నివసించే స్థలాన్ని గురించి కానీ లేకపోతే ఒక సపరేట్గా ఒక ప్రత్యేకమైన గదులు ఉంటాయి కదా, గదుల గురించి చెప్తే మనం దాన్ని క్యాబిన్ అంటాం. ఇక్కడ మనం చాప్టర్ 21లో మొత్తం 1 నుంచి 9 రకరకాల స్థలాలు 1 నుంచి 9 స్థలాలని చూసాం. నెక్స్ట్ మిగిలిన తరగతిలో మిగిలిన కైండ్స్ ఆఫ్ లివింగ్ ప్లేసెస్ చూద్దాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.